Mamelodi Sundowns are on course to return to the top of the Betway Premiership and are on course to maintain their 100% run in the Betway Premiership in 2026 calendar years. We welcome you back to Loftus Versfeld. This is well, really a venue that Mamelodi Sundowns have become unbeatable at. It's a slaughterhouse of sorts. They're unbeaten in 24 home games since April of last year. And we've never lost a match at home under Miguel Cardoso. We've got a change in at halftime. It's a popular one. The club captain of Mamelodi Sundowns, Themba Zwane, fresh from featuring for Bafana, which he actually celebrated his return to the side with an assist. And then there's a change of approach from Chippa United, bringing on Figueiredo as an attacker, and he comes on to replace Malebo Mudise, who's a fullback. I don't know whether the injury he picked up might be an issue there, but it's also a tactical change. Let's get Tiko Mudise's thoughts on that one as we are back underway. By the way, if you've just joined us, Chippa United in red getting us underway. They're attacking the goals to the right of your picture. The Brazilians are in yellow and blue, of course, as you've come to expect. So your just the thoughts on the changes on either side, Tiko Mudise?
I guess maybe with Chippa United, they're trying to utilize the space that Mdunyela is leaving behind, because they do have fullbacks. Yes, you're right, Mudise with Kamis and on either flanks, but with Figueiredo, maybe just to have one more person to use whenever they're in transition, because they can see that there is space that they can really utilize. But I guess maybe for Nuno Santos, maybe because I think he picked up a little bit of injury, or maybe because the game also didn't allow him really to settle in. With Themba Zwane, of course, it is one of those substitutions that will look to be more on the ball. That is Mshishi, maybe also to create a third goal.
Nuno Santos definitely didn't have his best game. Oh! Wow. Warning signs there. And it's Kamis who keeps popping up in that centre forward position.
Yeah, he finds himself, look at the space in between Cupido and Grant. And of course, it's very inviting for any person that is on the ball. They're trying to play that ball there with Kamis as well, just following the ball. Luckily, they bounces nicely for him, but he couldn't get the contact that he wanted.
All right, they've got a corner here, Chippa. Very much in the game. That goal by Kwaiba has brought them back into it here. And of course, another thing about that goal, not only does it bring Chippa back into the game, but it also has a bearing on goal difference. This is going to be a thing in this title race. Chippa asking some questions early on here in the second half. It looks like they've made a decision that they're going to go for it. No more sitting back. It really doesn't serve them to sit back.
I guess maybe because of that, that goal that they scored with Kwaiba, maybe gives them a little bit of confidence as to then maybe they can really try and go on an open play and trying to create chances.
Sundowns currently with a goal difference of plus 27. And of course, Orlando Pirates in their last league outing, in their last Betway Premiership outing, ran riot, scoring 6 of the best, and that boosted their goal difference quite significantly. They now have a goal difference of plus 31. So that's a 4-goal difference then with Mamelodi Sundowns, and that could yet prove to be crucial, decisive. That goal difference could be like a point come the end of the season. Themba Zwane now, and Ntshabele Mutiba. A clever idea from Diba, but I don't think Ntshabele read it.
I thought maybe Mdiba would play an early ball inside the box. There was an opportunity yet again for Mamelodi Sundowns. Maybe they could have really ended that attack with the Mdiba having that opportunity to maybe just to bring the ball just in between those intervening area where in between the goalkeeper and attacking, because we've seen as to then how Rayners wants to utilize that space.
That ball just running away from Kwaiba. That goal. Kwaiba's goal has taken his tally to 5 for the season, which will be only the second season in which he has scored 5 goals, or 5 or more goals. The last one came 2 seasons ago. Man who was out at Orlando Pirates, of course, at the start of the season. Didn't quite happen and it turned home. Here's Themba Zwane, a player who Hugo Bruce has made it clear has a strong desire to have him as part of the squad. He's just his influence in the group, his experience, and you saw it come to the fore as well. He said, helped set up a goal.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very influential. Themba Zwane, whenever he's on the pitch, always moves, always gives you options. And also as footballers as well, but they really want to have Themba Zwane on their side to be able to play with him, because he's such an honor, such a brilliant, brilliant player. He enjoys being on the pitch, and it's very nice to see that he's back into the national team for.
Now, of course, that serious injury, Achilles, ruptured Achilles tendon, that means that he's now become more confined to cameo appearances. This is his 9th appearance of the season, or his 10th appearance of the season, his 9th off the bench. So he's only started 1 match in the Betway Premiership. Last season didn't get a lot of game time either, only played 7 matches because of that injury. Jaden Adams switching up the play then and finding an offside Aubrey Modiba. Just going, not checking his line there.
Yeah, he was too early. But look at the space that has been given to Mamelodi Sundowns out wide. So maybe rotation of the ball, trying to poke in between the midfield once. Maybe Chippa United congest, and then you can drive those balls out wide a little bit quicker.
Clipped forward by Majadibodu. Collides with Ikram Rayners and he stays down and took a hard fall. I don't think there was any malicious intent from Rayners. They were contesting the ball, and Majadibodu just took a hard landing. Had a decent game as Harold Majadibodu.
Just a hard landing there.
And the referee will stop play to allow him to receive attention. Chippa United, who on the road this season have picked up only 7 points. They've won only once on the road, have drawn 4 times and lost 6 matches. As Coach Kanu encouraging his charges, they're still much in it, they're very much in it. As long as there's still that 1 goal difference, Chippa are still in it, and they can steal a point here. That'll help their cause. Massive. Every point counts at this stage of the season. If they can get a point out of this game, Chippa, they would move up. They'll stay where they are with a point. Richards Bay above them in 13th place are 3 points clear of them. But the problem for Chippa is that they're looking over their shoulders. They are only 2 points as things stand above that drop zone. Majadibodu will have to go off and then come back onto the play. Play will resume with the Tumzani Msibi restarting with a free kick. Kwaiba returned, who came back to Chippa in January. Osele controls it nicely. Allende intercepts. Muvara. Matthews, now this you have a goal. A little bit of basketball being played here.
Yeah, they need to take control of the ball and be more calmer. And maybe the instruction is to score as it is possible in the second half. So you want to rush things at times, and we see now Mamelodi Sundowns score those 2 goals. Just being calm on the ball, finding space. They need to resort to that.
Jaden Adams brings in Suko Mtunyelo. Suko Mtunyelo, who spent 3 seasons at Chippa United. Chippa having signed him from Moya United. signing the 21-22 season. Stayed there for 3 seasons before joining Mamelodi Sundowns halfway through the 23-24 season. Ball wide. Taking the man on, and it's the signal. The ball kick, good defending. Keeping Dunyana at bay. Well, that loss to Stade Malien ended a run of 6 straight wins for Mamelodi Sundowns in all competitions. But in the Betway Premiership, they've really been on a roll. 8 straight wins. Just looking for win number 9. Yet to drop points in the Betway Premiership in the calendar year 2026. That is the kind of form really for a title chasing side. It's the kind of form you want at that most crucial stage of the season. Cleared away by Chippa, but only as far as Figueiredo, who gave it full beans there. Eswatini international who's got 2 goals this season for Chippa.
As one of those players that's not shy to take those type of shots outside the box, and he's been brought into this team also just to add that attacking force that they need to just support Kwaiba there. We know that he's playing on the left-hand side, that is Figueiredo. We'll try and come in when they're in position of the ball to try and have those type of a curler to try and get his, his shots on target.
Figueiredo, as I said, just 2 goals for him this season. Hasn't scored since January when he scored in a 1-0 win away to Orbit College. Both sides struggling to hold on to the ball for any meaningful period or like exchange more than 2 passes. We've got a free kick here now, quickly taken by Mubara. There's a clever little run from Kwaiba. The referee's going to bring it back, is he? He just says wait. He's going to bring it back. Sergio Camis. There's a clean looking Bubaka Mubara. Majalibut going long. Grand Kekana underneath it. Kwaiba plays it behind Kami's poor pass. Disappointing pass. Well, next up for Mamelodi Sundowns, we face the Urban City on Tuesday. Both these sides will be in action on Tuesday. And Chippa face Suwelele at home. Sundowns away to Durban City, and then after that match the following day, they'll hop on a chartered aircraft and head out to Tunisia for that first leg of the semi-final of Total Energies CAF Champions League against Esperance. As it'll be Miguel Cardoso will get reunited with his former club, the club that he took to the final of the CAF Champions League 2 seasons ago. So he's looking to make the final of the CAF Champions League 3 seasons in a row. Will it be 3rd time lucky if he can get there? Good stuff here. Now Mtunyelwa gives the cutback, heading it first time and appeals for handball by Tashrik Matthews. The referee thought about it and then he says it was offside actually at the end of all of that. Sundowns considering a change. I thought I saw Divine Lunga on his feet. So close, though. It would have been a harsh penalty to give.
Yeah.
It was, the shot was hit hard and there was hardly time for Matrosa to react. It would have been a rather harsh penalty to give.
And also the referee as well positioned to spot that one out.
Yeah, he's had a great game as Mr. Mzoli. Warming up his table Mukwe now. Referee's going to allow the changes as a triple change for Chippa United. And they're going big here. And they're bringing on attacking options here. All of them. This is, I mean, he means business. That's this might as well go for broke here. Go big or go home. And those coming on, Bienvenue, Evan Gar, the strikers amongst those coming in. Kokoba's going to make his way off. Fetrani is also coming on. Ekayem Fetani, who plays on the wing. And the other player is Somelan Sundwana, who can play wide or he can play up front. In fact, it'll be interesting to see if he will go up front or he'll go wide, as he's tended to do for most of his career. Now, Bienvenu immediately into the action. Bienvenu Evenga, of course, back with Chippa for a third spell. Returning back to Chippa after a short spell out in Italy, where he played in Serie D. So that's like the lower reaches of Italian football, 4th division. I guess it's one of those things of like trying to put yourself in the shop window, even at the ripe age of 33 years old. Can't imagine what else would inspire a move to Serie D in Italy. As we hit the hour mark here at Loftus Versfeld, Mamelodi Sundowns. As things stand, the champions will return to the top of the table. Twisting one way and the other. The shot just got underneath it a little bit too much. Tembazwane.
Yeah. Trying to find those tight spaces between him and Sabeleng, just to maybe reignite those pocket of passes that they had in the first half. Tembazwane, they're trying to challenge shoot. Unfortunately, couldn't hit the time, but they need to try and play more of those pocket spaces balls and try and emphasize in them and maybe go out wide once, you know, Chippa maybe it's congested in that midfield. But you look at, like rightfully said earlier, look at Coach Villagaz's changes, very intentional. I think with Kukwahiba maybe playing more as a 10, just allowing Evanga to be the top striker. We know Sundowns is always going to play on the left-hand side. Figueiredo, who just came on as a sub, will play on the right-hand side. So they are really, really looking forward to, you know, all the attacking players, you know, that are on the pitch, maybe trying to go for this game.
We saw that attempt there from Tembazwane. It's remarkably, he hasn't scored in a Betway Premiership since the 2022-23 season. It's a long time between drinks for a man who's amongst the Sundowns' all-time leading goal scorers, is Tembazwane. This is better now. Rotation of the ball and keeping possession. Jaden Adams. Nice touch from Rayners. Matthews. Can deliver a ball? Almost. Oh, was a handball there as he slipped. I think it might have hit his arm as he fell there, as he went sliding in. But here comes Mutiba again. Tembazwane. Sundowns now turning the screws. Matthews. Ntabeleng slips. Keeps possession, beautifully done by Ntabeleng. This is good football here from Sundowns. On the volley there. Rayners, eye of a tiger stuff.
Yeah, Rayners inside the box. He's not looking to, you know, play 1-2s that you see Tembazwane and them playing, but he's a striker who'll try and make sure that he knows where the goals are. You can see with that quick turn and shoot, but Mamelodi Sundowns doing, you know, trying to apply the pressure, you know, losing the ball, winning it again in high places as well. Chippa again, maybe trying to play out in a high pressure zone. They need to be very careful if they really want to get back into this game.
Free kick for the foul on Jaden Adams. Sundowns are making changes. Straight swap is going to happen now as we look at this. Again, Rayners. Was way too tight there. So Divine Lunga has straight swap then. The two full backs are off. And Lunga will slot in at left back or left wing back, and Kriso Mutau will go, of course, to right wing back, replacing Zuko Mtunyela, who took him decent. I thought had a decent game together.
Yeah, he had a decent game. I think maybe from defensively, maybe there's a lot of maybe in terms of maybe trying to find that balance, when to go, when to come back and be able to defend, but also maybe helping more, maybe in terms of creating those goal-scoring opportunities, bringing the balls in. We know how Mudau plays, you know, the stability that he has defensively and also attacking. Maybe trying to go back into say, if we can't get the third goal, then we don't need to be able to draw points and maybe to draw this game. That's why maybe the changes as well. And also maybe just to manage the legs as well from Modiba as well, you know, knowing that there is a game coming up. But Tiben Lunga, equally good as well, going forward and defensively, he will be very solid.
So it wouldn't change the way that Sundowns play.
No.
It's a like for like. Jaden Adams, good ball out wide, good first touch, and then for Kuriso Mudau, Temba Zwane. Kuriso Mudau, fresh legs, has to do a bit of running. Mudau floats one, but not too close to Msebe in goals. Oh, miscue there from Azola Matrose. In fact, it was Madiwane, I beg your pardon, that miscued that one. Boy, Madiwane. Evanga, the big man, putting his weight about. Well, somebody is a winner. It's a Good Friday for that gentleman there, 20,000 Rand richer. David Mashiro is his name, and he's gonna have them green with envy with that check for 20,000 in his back pocket tonight. And Sabeling and playing it with Kuriso Mudau. 25 minutes to go in the game. Sundowns need another goal to make this game safe. It is far from that now. Here's the pace of Figueiredo. Can he deliver the ball in? Very disappointing. Very disappointing.
Yeah, I could see he had so much space in front of him. Very disappointing cross. But he wanted to play it a bit early, and it's always difficult when you're not in control of the ball, you want to play the ball early, you tend to rush without realizing maybe the type of technique that you need to use. But he was brought in the second half just to have those type of moments whenever they break, to use his space.
And the game, they stretched the game nicely out there.
Yeah.
So it really it should have delivered a better ball there. Now they've got some defending to do. Chippa United. Touch from Zwane. Now Allende. There's space down this left-hand side here now for Divine Lunga with a cutback. Temba Zwane. Not his best first touch there, but he's still alive for Sundowns. They get it away though through Majaribu. Said Sundowns are not out of sight yet. Yeah, the points are not safe. There's a lot of time left on the clock and only one goal in it. Chippa has already taken points off for Sundowns, or a point anyway, in that opening game of the season. Allende, Temba Zwane, Mudau went on a little run there. Good turn from Nsabeling. Now, Nsabeling! Flag was up. Flag was up. Some intricate interpassing there from Sundowns. Beautiful on the eye. Nsabeling has had a fantastic game.
Indeed, he has a fantastic game. Being able to be comfortably play in those pockets. You look at where Mudau was, rightful call there from the linesman, but the confidence that he has, that is Nsabeling, especially showing those moments where he really drives the team forward when it comes to playing in those half spaces that Mamelodi Sundowns enjoys playing in.
Richard Mudau operating down that right-hand side. He's only come off the bench twice this season. Richard Mudau. This is the third time rather that he's coming off the bench. And still, Chippa Mokoena is still on the bench. Of course, like Mudau and Zwane, who are all involved with Bafana. as was this man on the ball, Jaden Adams. For the rest of the Sundowns players, they were given just 4 days off in that international break. As Divine Lunga pushes forward, not a good ball, not the best ball from Lunga, just playing behind his man. But is there another offside call there?
No, I think it was a foul.
Foul.
Yeah, that was blown for Timbazwane just to that attack from behind.
There have been 8 draws in the past between these two sides, including in their most recent meeting back in August. Figueiredo can't get it past Divine Lunga. Swati international denied by the Zimbabwe international. Great turn from Kwaiba. Benvenu Evanga, and the referee has signaled for a goal kick. 20 minutes. Well, he's kept Sundowns honest. He's really given them defenders something to think about.
Yeah, he's always a dangerous player. Really, really good on the ball. Be able also to understand the spaces that he's in. So he will allow Evanga just to put pressure more, but he'll come in with those late runs. That is something. That is Kwaiba rather.
Stretch this unbeaten run in the league from 12 to looking to make it 13. They've won 10 and drawn 2 of their last 12. Their last longer unbeaten run was between April and September last year, when they went on a run of 14 games, winning 11 and drawing 3. Overall, Sundowns are 5 points shy of where they were at the same stage last season after 21 games, and they've won 3 games fewer than they had at the same stage last season. 73 points was the winning tally in the last 2 seasons for Sundowns. I suspect they will fall short of that this season. Meantime, Sundowns will have a corner here. As you see the hierarchy there. Man in the white shirt there is Masterpieces, they used to call him, Surprise Moriri. And with the most deadliest first touch in the game. And it comes then, and headed down from Kiano Kipido. Made solid contact. As Chippa looked to break quickly here now with Figueiredo. Kwaiba holds it up. In fact, it was Mfekane holding it up there. They've lost it now. There's space down that right-hand side for Sundowns to exploit with Allende. It's Allende dictating terms there in the middle of the park.
He is indeed very, very intentional with his play. It also helps the team defensively. Also realizing that whenever Chippa has a block in that midfield, he'll try and move into free spaces just behind Musele and Fekane, who just came on, just to try and receive just behind them, because that's where the number 10 should be able to receive, and maybe, you know, start those attacking moves from those type of positions.
Only his 3rd start for Ntabeling this season, in his 5th appearance of the season, and that assist for Ikram Rayners was his 1st of the season. His first goal involvement, as he still awaits his first goal. He's had a really good game though tonight. As Chippa now struggling to get out of their own final third. These 8 games, the last 8 games, Sundowns have scored 17 goals and conceded just 4. So this is really 2026 has been stellar from Mamelodi Sundowns, really. The only blemish, I think, for Coach Cardoso is that they've now conceded in their last 3 home games. Last kept a clean sheet in that, as mentioned, against Orbit College in January. It's the only blemish on that run so far this calendar year. Williams confident enough to want to play it out the back, as Sundowns do, of course. Going to draw Chippa United out. But I still maintain Sundowns need that 3rd goal. Oh, Matthews. Beautiful turn. Tabeling combining with referee's given. I could have played an advantage. Mr. Mjoli could have played an advantage there because Sundowns had possession. Not sure what he's saying there, what his explanation is from is. And then I think the Sundowns players are saying, but come on, we had the ball. So another change. Tebo Mokoena is gonna get a run out. And then Tabeling will come out, and I should think he'll get a great round of applause for his performance tonight. I think without a doubt his best performance in a Sundowns shirt.
Indeed, an exceptional performance. Harrison Tabeling. Now, the Mokoena now, who's more trusted, one of the best midfielders in the country, will try and also, just maybe, control the tempo of the game, be more in control of the ball, but also, that he have those type of strikes outside the box.
With 15 minutes of the game remaining, yes, and now still looking to make it safe. Bringing on somebody to just, as you say, add a bit of steel in the heart of midfield there, and being domination there now. Lunga, cut back to Mokoena, wanting it on that right boot, scored on his last appearance at this ground. Tebo Mokoena, what was his 3rd of the season.
I think he's got a brace against Gerrans.
He did actually.
Yeah, coming on from the bench.
It was his first, the first brace in a Sundowns shirt. I'm tempted to say was his first brace for ever, but I think he may have scored twice for Super Sport against Sundowns, actually.
I think on this pitch.
On this very ground. I remember him scoring a couple of crackers. It was in a losing effort, though. They lost that match. But he played a starring performance that night. Did Tebo Mokoena is Tashrik Matthews there, tangling with Madiwani. Time running out for Chippa United. If this is to be a result, will be good news for the likes of Marumo Gallants and Orbit College. They'll leave the door slightly open for them, and they return to action next week. Premiership action on Tuesday will feature 5 matches. Both these sides will be in action on Tuesday night, and then on Wednesday there will be 1 match with TS Galaxy hosting Polokwane City. Referee's gonna flash his card for this one. Evanga, referee Manu came on as a sub. Welcomes Bienvenu with a clumsy challenge.
Yeah, just to show us a little bit of frustrations.
Yeah, he's just barging into his man there, the big man. And he is pretty big, isn't he?
I think he picked up some weight as well.
He wasn't seeing a lot of game time out there in Italy. referee given the... Has the referee given a free kick? He has. Goodman Musel stretches it out wide. Just over 10 minutes to go. Sundowns still leading by 2-1. All 3 goals came in the first half. Now Sundowns got their second goal in the 37th, and then from the restart, Chippa went to the other end and pulled one back through Kwaiba. And in the second half, we haven't had that many chances. Of referee gives a free kick quickly taken. Temba Zwane. It's got Rayners there to his left. Zwane misses out though. Just too many red shirts around him. Evanga Cupido plays it beautiful, plays it well. Excellent defending. Here's another who hasn't put a foot wrong. Gets a round of applause from Jaden Adams. Mentioning that Kwaiba's pulled one back to Sundowns that scored their second. That 5 goals for Kwaiba means only Rele Mofokeng has scored more goals since January than him. Rele Mofokeng with 7.
I guess for Kwaiba, that is playing for a team that normally you're fighting for your life, not free-flowing football. It is a good return for Chippa United coming back from Orlando Pirates.
Yeah, no, it tells you it's been a good homecoming for Kwaiba.
Yeah.
5 goals since he rejoined Chippa in Jan. Now Sundowns just managing it now. Just managing it. Trying to hide the ball, keep the ball away from Chippa. It is up to Chippa to come out and get it. I'm sure there will be some few anxious people in the stands here because they certainly are not here to spread love. They've come here to pinch bum. Maminyile. This is Matthews and Lunga combining. Rayners with his back to goal. Tebu Mukwena was just winding himself up there to pull the trigger, but the first touch was a bit heavy. Rayners, Tembazwane Mukwena, and a crucial. Oh, I was about to say crucial touch, but Matthews gets his goal. Tashreeq Matthews has certainly now made the points a save for Mamelodi Sundowns with his 5th of the season. His 9th goal involvement. And surely now it's job done. I thought the opportunity had gone there.
And you can see that, especially when Timbers were trying to set up Mukwena to have that type of a shot, I think that's where possibly you thought they would have done. Look at here, it's still Mamelodi Sundowns probing. Look at Tembazwane realizing that Debs was there, but that ricochet just falls nicely there for this man, Matthews. And also used the right technique to be able to put that ball in. Not using power, just using the inside step to be able just to drive the ball in.
3-1 it is now to Mamelodi Sundowns, and surely that now is game, set and match. Tashreeq Matthews and celebrates with a gritty. It's been a while as well since he's been amongst the goals. And Rayners makes way, and on comes Brian Leon. Brian Leon, another man who's certainly hit the ground running since he's arrived at Mamelodi Sundowns. Replaces Ikram Rayners. Leon with 4 goals in 8 appearances for Sundowns. That's some return.
Yeah.
Averaging a goal every second match.
And we often speak of, the competition in Mamelodi Sundowns midfield, but we really also need to include the striking forces within the type of competition that they have, especially this season.
It's now the Sundowns supporters who I was saying a little earlier, well, sounding a bit anxious in that 2-1. Now they've found their voice.
Yeah, of course, with a 2-1 score, and you always want to have that third one just to give enough of a cushion to yourself, and especially knowing how important this game is. You can see in the second half introducing your Tebza, you really want to have your passing lines correctly. You really want to slow the game down. You rightfully asked the question as to then what will happen? Will Chippa now be able to come out? And within that space in time, Mamelodi Sundowns found an opportunity and they buried it.
That's what they do. That's what they do, Mamelodi Sundowns. They find a way. They've got just so many ways they can hurt you. And even when things are going your way, even luck goes your way, as the ball bounced kindly for Tashrik Matthews and ricocheted over Chippa defender as they bring on for his debut the Zimbabwean international. Manuas Mauchi is when he comes on for Chippa United. Ishenesu Mauchi signed from Simbabora. Now making his first appearance in the Betway Premiership. I'm not sure what the thinking is, bringing on a centre back. It was just signed at the beginning of February, or late in February.
Because I don't see any signs of majority body injury whatsoever. Maybe just to give this man an opportunity to play in such a big game, knowing maybe going forward, maybe there are suspensions looming within the Chippa side, maybe defensively. And also you look at maybe realizing that the points are gone, the game is gone already, so let's see as to then how can he shamatize a bit quicker.
Gets a feel for the ball there. You mentioned suspensions looming. Only one player on the Chippa side who's on 3 yellows, and that's Musele. They've just got a touch. There's the debutant, Figueiredo. It's got Lunga keeping him company. Good work from Divine Lunga.
Maybe TT, maybe look at the number of subs and the personnel that Chippa brought. I think maybe in hindsight you can look at maybe that going over substitution. Really maybe poke a hole in that midfield that was so strong, especially in the first half. That with him and Musel in that midfield, with bringing in Mfekane. I guess with Kongobi, he has the ranges of passes. He has a little bit of the elements of shooting outside the box as well. So he gave you more than that. But sometimes substitution sometimes works out, sometimes not. Maybe for me, I think that's where possibly Chippa maybe also made it worse for themselves.
Villagers, they did try to go for it and have a full go in the second half, but Tashrik Matthews, who last goal that Tashrik Matthews scored was against just see the Musele, the player who's down there. Here as Sene is the man down as we are about into the last minute of the game here at Loftus Versfeld. Sundowns on their way here to a crucial 3 points that will send them top of the table, back to the top of the table. Allende keeps it in play, and Lunga controls beautifully. Themba Zwane he's looking like he's starting to get back to full floor now. Themba, he's looking like the Themba Zwane that the Sundowns fans know and love.
And as much as they want to, that is the fans, they also want to see more of him on the pitch. But I guess also Coach Cardozo is managing Themba Zwane very well to see him getting back to his full fitness, especially knowing that now he's back into the Final Four. You want to see Themba Zwane peak at the right time.
Chance here to maybe put a cherry on top of the fourth, and Themba Zwane mentioned earlier how long it's been, 3 seasons since he scored in the Betway Premiership. It's quite extraordinary really when you think about it, but of course even in the last 2 seasons he's played so little though. Oh, look at Jaden Adams, wonderfully done, tracking back to help out in defense. We are now into a minimum 3 minutes of time added. Matthews now, Brian Rayon, and the keeper comes out and commits it. That's outrageous! He's got no business doing that! What on earth? I think, something extraordinary, something special from Brian Rayon, from the sublime to the ridiculous. What was that? No way. Or should I say no way, Jose?
Very difficult to explain as to then how we can see what it means to Mamelodi Sundowns as shocked as we are. Look, it is a great ball being played nonetheless from Matthews. And also with Leon as well, not giving up. But look at him here. Like, just turn and understanding where the goal is, also with a little bit of a curler, that helps. And I don't think any of the Chippa defenders were expecting that from him.
I thought the keeper did so well there. And then this. No. That is one of the best goals you will see anywhere. From a ridiculous angle. Brian Leon, his 5th goal. In his 9th appearance for Mamelodi Sundowns. Yes, that's right. 5 goals in 9 appearances. And for Tashrik Matthews, that's now 5 goals and 5 assists. Takes his assist tally to 10. Or should I say goal? It takes his goal involvement to 10. There's another one maybe here. Themba Zwane wants to get in on the party.
Yeah, indeed.
And 3 minutes is up on our clock. The minimum 3 minutes to be added is up on our clock. Then again, it's about that goal difference.
Yeah.
This makes... And I did say there was a goal difference. Pirates had a 4-goal advantage. So in terms of goal difference, now Sundowns will have closed that down to 1 goal. And there it is. Mr. Eugene Mdluli confirms it. And in the end, it's an emphatic victory. Chippa did give a few anxious moments to Mamelodi Sundowns, but the champions did what the champions do,
Indeed, the champions did exactly that. The second half, I think they started very, very slowly. They wanted to get back in control of the game, but we spoke about getting that 3rd goal just to give themselves a little bit of a cushion. And once they did that with Tashrik Matthews, it was then maybe controlling the game, seeing the game off, but that 4th goal really, really plays a huge role. Look at the numbers there. Back again on top with 52 points. I guess look at the goal difference again. Narrowing as time goes on. It was a great victory for Mamelodi Sundowns against Chippa.
Closing it down to within 2 goals in terms of difference, but they are back on top. Same number of games played and they go back on top. Disappointment for Chippa. This winless run against Mamelodi Sundowns continues for Chippa, and more worryingly is that they remain just 2 points off the bottom of the table. So Tashrik Matthews, as I said, has taken to his goal involvements to 10 now. Scored 1 and provided 1. It's been a classy performance in the end. They found a way to set the champions, and in the end they did it quite comfortably. Listen, if you go back on the game, to be fair to Chippa United, this was not a 4-1 game. But this man came off the bench. Sensational. What a find he has proven to be for Mamelodi Sundowns. Absolutely brilliant. Brian Leon. Let's confirm it for you. It's 9 out of 9 in 2026 for the champions. They mean business. Sky is the limit. Catch them if you can. Mamelodi Sundowns have won it by 4 goals to 1.
Well, that's how it ends here this evening.